How's it going, everybody? So this is Kramer, back talking more about TRT, just documenting things that have been going on with me. So it's now Monday morning. I have a weird sleep schedule, so it's Monday at like 3 a.m. or something, and I'm still up. So I want to talk about what I've noticed. When I made the first video, I was obviously like pretty elevated, in a good mood. Felt like full of energy, felt, just like what I imagine. I don't want to be like overly dramatic. Kind of just like how I felt when I was a kid, when I had like a lot of energy, just like excited, ready to do stuff, easily excitable. Sexually speaking. And then I want to talk about, so that was Thursday that I got the shot, and like an hour and a half later, like I said in the video, things were great, felt good, mood was elevated, and I kind of had I felt like full of life, like I felt like energized, I think part of having low T is like you kind of feel empty a lot. Like people talk about depression all the time, and it's totally understandable. The reason I'm making this video is because I was just hanging out with a chick at her house, and a fairly embarrassing experience, although I'm used to it by now. It's just another example of erectile dysfunction, which is quite unfortunate. But she was really cool about it. She's a cool chick. But let's see. So the important thing is so on Thursday I felt like pretty horny and excited, felt good, and then Friday I'd say it was like 50% still there, and then by Saturday, which was yesterday, a day and a half ago, I pretty much felt back to my normal self, which is I'm not someone who's like naturally depressed because I'm intentionally optimistic, but I definitely did not feel like full of life, and the reason I know this is because the girl I was just hanging out with is I find her very attractive. I'm tempted to explain why she's so attractive. I'm not going to do that, but her perfect body type for me, and I'm just super attracted to her. Yet we were messing around, and I had an erection, and then we just started dating. So she's like, oh, I don't want to have sex yet. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But then I kind of lost my erection after that, and we pretty much spent an hour pretty much just trying to get it back, and it was just kind of coming on, but it wouldn't stay. And that's a pretty normal experience for me. So I also noticed that I do feel way less optimistic about things. I don't feel as chipper, as excited about the future as I did a few days ago right after I got the shot. So yeah, that's just been my experience. I find myself looking forward to getting back into the clinic and getting another shot, because I'd love to feel excited about life, excited about dating, because just now she wanted to keep hanging out and fool around and do things other than sex, and I just told her, I was I kind of made up an excuse. I was just well, I kind of lost my mood after we decided not to have sex, and I was that's fine. But she just she wanted to keep fooling around, and like I said, I find her very attractive, but I knew I wouldn't be able to get it up. But after a lot of convincing, she we hung out for another half an hour, and like I said, I've got a weird sleep schedule. So anyway, I know this is a ton of rambling, but I'm just explaining my story. So I don't know, maybe it's not relevant, but it's a channel about me, so I guess I'm just gonna keep explaining my story. So, anyway, she convinced me to go back up and hang out in her bed, and she went to sleep, and she just, like I said, wanted to like fool around, and sure enough, like I barely got a boner, and it like just went away right away. So that's been my experience. The other thing too is like I'm a little bit prone to acne, and I started to develop like a pretty, not like a regular pimple, like a deep pimple. So I don't know. I think I'll probably, if I have to pay the price of like acne for feeling good and having a sex drive, then I think I'm willing to pay that price. And I'm also, once I know that the testosterone is like steadily being like introduced into my system, I'm also gonna take finasteride, but I'm definitely not taking it before like the sex drive kicks in and everything, because well, for obvious reasons, I don't want to bring myself below the level of what I am now. So let's see, let's think if I can recap the important points. So the important point is I got the shot on Thursday. All of Thursday I felt great. I'm hesitant to use this word, but I felt like kind of high all day. But maybe that's just how guys with normal T feel, is like they feel full of energy. I usually feel like a little bit, and I'm also hesitant to use this word, but dead. I'm not like depressed. I'm not like moping around, but I don't feel like my emotions are engaged with life, and I'm not that excited about stuff. So so I did that, like I said. That was Thursday. I felt great. Friday I still felt great. I remember being at work and just kind of like hopping around, feeling good. Maybe I had more energy than I know what to do with, and I was kind of being a little bit reckless with the way I was speaking, which how I am currently, which is like not feeling any extra testosterone. It's really easy to choose my words, but I had like a lot of extra energy. So the last thing I'll say is I also did a pull-up workout today, and even though I don't like feel the cognitive benefits of the testosterone, or the like emotional benefits, if you want to call it that, like I keep saying, I didn't feel like full of life. That's just the best way I can describe it. My strength undoubtedly went up. One of my workouts is 100 pull-ups, and before, I didn't have time to do a full workout, so I only did like 70 of them, but I cut off like 30% of my time, and I feel like that trend would have continued because I felt quite strong. So enough rambling for this video. Again, it is now Monday morning at about 3:30 a.m. And I'm looking forward to my next shot, and I'm looking forward to this test to break down or whatever it needs to do in my system, because feeling that good and then going back, like I know now that like this is how I usually feel, and it's not the same, but life's still good. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next update.